Hello, everybody. It is February 15th, 12 p.m. here, my time. And, usually I don't really rant here. I try to keep it very professional, I guess. But this market is not for the weak hearted. This market, you're going to have these drops happen the whole time. Yesterday, we dropped what? From here all the way down to 24%. All the people that were in, that came in, buying, saw the VeChain is actually trying to go up and we're seeing this major uptrend, blah, 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 and all that. Actually, we're in a position where they lost 25% of whatever they had, and you had people that had maybe tens of thousands of dollars in that, and then boom, within not even a couple of hours, they dropped. So that's the main thing. And we know we do read the comments a lot and we try to see what, everybody's saying here. But yeah, I mean, this is let's just zoom in here and see what happened yesterday, right? So Bitcoin yesterday actually dropped to the pattern that it was already set for, right? So we got all the way to the top here, and we know for a fact that this is where we've been finding support. It's been a rising wedge, and Bitcoin just dropped, not because it dropped, oh, everybody was selling. No, it's just we reached a resistance that it's just some sort of a mini cycle where you go up and down, right? And we saw that happen so many times before. It's actually crazy how much so let's just see, maybe look at, we dropped what, 7%. Obviously the altcoins dropped a lot more, but 7% here. Let's just see here, there's 6%. If we just take it all the way down here, 9%. You'll see that everywhere here. As much as it pumps up, it also pumps below. That's just the way it is, and it's just pumping and I guess dumping, quote unquote. But I don't even call it a dump. It's just moving. It's just the price action, right? And we're seeing that it's just still within its range. It just dropped within 2 hours, and then let's say if we're looking at VeChain, for example, VeChain dropped significantly below, and then right away within, so we had that first drop, second drop, the third drop, it went all the way down, then got bought up literally within an hour. Within an hour, everybody just bought right back up. So if we're looking, we dropped all the way to the 0.042, and then from all the way to the from 0.05 all the way to the 0.042, and right away within an hour time frame, we actually pumped back up within the same time frame 10%, and now we're back up to exactly where we were yesterday. So that's what I keep on saying, is just you will see that the whole time. Don't be surprised if at one point something, everybody's the sentiment's very good and everybody's in it, and then all of a sudden it dropped, and now you're panicking, right? This is what you signed up for, and this is the market, and this is the nature of the market. And the longer it takes you to understand that, the more of a loss you'll be constantly in. If you try to enter at a certain time where unfortunately, sorry again, unfortunately, it just drops right away, that's what you're signing up for. So something to always keep in mind. If you want to be more accurate, when you actually jump in, you don't want to see this drop happen. You want to enter somewhere here and see it actually pump right after you buy it. Then you gotta be more proficient with technical analysis, because a lot of people don't like technical analysis, don't like the charts, and they blame the charts for when the price drops and it didn't go as well as we were saying. But but you can't have both, right? You want to be proficient with technical analysis so you don't see the drop happen and you enter, then you got to do it. If you don't want to see that, then that's a different case. So anyways, enough ranting, I guess. I just want to bring that to your attention, right? I'm not saying that the crypto market is not for you, but I'm saying is that you need to keep that in mind. We're not going to tell you go shy away. This is not for you. You should never be in this and blah, blah, blah. No, no, no. We just want to align your expectations. If you're in this, expect this to happen almost twice or three times a week, right? So that's what it is. It's not all fun and games, specifically in this market right here. So yesterday we had the drop from the 0.05 all the way into the 0.04, and then we actually pumped back up. Buyers came in within the zone, right between this and this was our demand zone, where no matter what's going on here, we're trying to buy it right away. That's what the buyers are saying. Now we were in this downward trend where we can tell for a fact where our resistance is, and now we're actually breaking above. Now we're trying to go above that. So for example, after we pumped, then we found this, we found that resistance here. We had a couple hours of a downtrend, find that support again, and now we're going back to the previous resistance, which we're clearly seeing some sort of retracement. But I think we have enough maybe buy pressure right now to actually continue to go. So in terms of strength, we're having a lot more strength obviously than the previous times because quote unquote people bought the dip. And it just looks like here, we had that momentum to the upside just for a bit, for a short moment. But if you're thinking about it from a bit of a higher time frame, or ever since what here, if we're looking from February 13th, and today we're February. Yeah, so 2 days ago, we're gaining more momentum to the upside as we move forward. So from here all the way here, the buyers are actually coming in. So now that's what we're seeing, right? So in terms of resistance, we're definitely seeing that resistance at the 0.05, and where it looks like we know that where we did definitely uptrend, we're trying to break above and we're trying to push. So even if maybe we go to the 5-minute here just to see what's going on, let me just increase this. So this is the resistance we were at, and where we broke above it right now, and we're trying to literally go above right here. So is this going to happen? Looks like it wants to, but is it 100% going to happen? I cannot guarantee it for you. This is what this is what you're looking at right now. It's just you try to analyze the market and try to understand what's going on and see if do we have more buyers coming in. Does it look like we want to, because right now, for example, in the 5-minute, looks like we want to downtrend. And then if we're going to downtrend, we want to find that support back again here and actually try to go back above. But the only thing we're saying here is that because if we zoom out, we're clearly seeing the resistance over on this zone over here. And we're clearly seeing that we have some sort of a floor that we keep on hitting, right? So now what this is telling you that the sellers are actually more in control over the past period of time since February 12th, because the sellers are coming in at a more aggressive rate. And then now, once you start seeing that, okay, so there's the first point, second point, third point. Fourth point should have stopped here based on this pattern. So the pattern where it was showing you that the sellers were actually more in control. Now, we were supposed to stop here, continue to go down, right? That's what it is. To validate this pattern, saying that the sellers are more control because they keep on pushing at a more aggressive rate. Now it looks like, oh, we did try to go, and then we broke above it, and now we're actually at the same. We reached the same area where we were supposed to be at one leg before. So now this is starting to get devalidated. Okay, so this is telling me right now that the buyers are actually trying to push. They're trying to push and actually devalidate this pattern and actually push against the buyers that were coming at the sellers that are coming in at a more aggressive rate. So these are the signs. This is not just us following an indicator and just whatever the indicator is saying, then it's lagging, and then how are we? Not even that. This is just you looking at trying to decipher what's going on in the market. It's not just simply an indicator, because if it's simply an indicator, everybody would be making money, right? Everybody would be making money. And if it's always going to happen, if you're always going to make money here, then you should never have some sort of a stop loss, right? Risk management shouldn't be something where you take you try to perfect, right? There's a huge sector of this or aspect to this whole trading / swing trading / whatever price action you want to call that. There's a whole specific area where it's just literally all about risk management, risk to reward ratios, how much I might gain versus how much I might lose, right? Probabilities. So if everybody can, if it's all about those indicators, then everybody would have been making money, and there's no need for risk management because, hey, look, the indicator told me I'm on the bottom. So that's not the way it is, right? It's just these guys tell you a story, and then with your own understanding and your own expertise, you try to understand what's going on here in the market. So that's I think what's going on with VeChain right now. I think we're trying to devalidate this more aggressive selling pressure that's been going on. And I think, the fact that we actually got all the way to the 0.05 at the previous resistance, but we're supposed to actually go down over here at the 0.053 as opposed to the 0.056 is telling us a story that the buyers are probably coming in, and we're trying to, gain that buying pressure again. So something to keep in mind, and even, even with this, you can actually try to even draw it like this, where you're saying, oh, well, this is where it is. Sure, so we're obviously seeing some sort of resistance right now, and we need to break above this guy over here, definitely. But to me, because I'm going this way, I sometimes I try to give it, I don't want to always take the tops of the wick of the candle, because sometimes that's where, like, let's say if I go to the hour here, come in, I always like to give some breathing room. Like, I don't like to go above all the way. So, like, I don't like, if I go here, I don't like to go like this, right? You just all the way to the top of that wick, because sometimes I like to see where, oh, buyers tried to pierce through, but we closed here at the 0.57, right? So I like to give it some room, and I like to pierce through some of those. And I think this is what happens here, right? This is where we close of the candle, close of the candle, close of the candle. Give it some breathing room for the wick, because the wick sometimes is just more like, you want to see the fake outs, because sometimes, if you're putting it all the way to the top of the wick, you actually miss where the breakout is at, and you miss the buy entering that wave of upward or downward momentum, whatever, if you're trying to short or to buy. So that's what I think is happening. I don't want to take the top of that wick. I think, the close of those candles is actually good, because I can tell 1, 2, 3 exactly at the close. And I can tell here at the 4, we actually had another leg down. That's okay. That's a bit more valid for me. And that's how you have to cycle through those patterns to actually understand what's going on. So, obviously, we're seeing that resistance right now. We need to see VeChain break above the 0.056 to actually assume that, this got devalidated. And then as soon as we see some sort of a pump above this, I think that's going to catalyze the price to actually at least go back up to the 0.06. And then if that's not the case, then we might go up here to exactly this range, which is the 0.059, 0.06. And we might just go back up and then actually come back to retest this previous resistance and then get stuck for a while. So keep that in mind. Obviously, I think now even we're probably most likely going to try to find the support at the 0.0536 for this to continue to move upwards. I'm seeing a lot of wicks already. So it looks like, there is a bit more selling pressure. So there's a battle right now that we need to keep an eye out on and see what's going on, right? So we're seeing this right now, and then we might try to find that support at the 0.053504, and then you need to see something like this. You need to see wicks to the downside. I love seeing wicks to the downside, because they're always, they're just telling you the most it's just telling you the story of, we opened here, sellers tried to close us all the way down here, but then the buyers came back in and actually pushed us even past the opening price, which is right here. So that's, you want to see those wicks to the bottom, showing that the buyers are actually just lurking in the back, waiting for a dip to just come in. And that's what we need to see. So yeah, I think that's what these are my current thoughts on VeChain. Obviously, do your own research. Never just follow anybody's advice on certain things, specifically when it comes to your money. Always learn on your own, but take this advice and actually try to digest it and see what you can learn from it, and see how you can actually apply it to your own strategies if you have any. And yeah, never this market, you can never panic, and you can never get excited. If you feel like you're getting excited or you're panicking, that's not good. You need to eliminate all of that and actually fully look at numbers and fully look at data history from statistical standpoint, not if you're excited or not, because that will 100% make you lose money. So thank you for watching. Let me know what you think. And if you like this content, please like, comment, share, subscribe. And if you'd like to support us on Patreon to continue growing this channel, then we highly appreciate that too. Thank you for watching.